All right, so we have a severe warning from the Bank of Canada's Carolyn Rogers. She says 60% of Canadians will face much higher mortgage rates over the next 12 months. Job losses could spike, which means they will. Defaults may surge, which they will. Liquidity could dry up, making credit hard to access. When the BOC provides a warning, this could get ugly. Now, this is shared by Mark Nixon. If you're not familiar with him, go give him a shout out on X. He's also on YouTube with his YouTube channel as well. So let's have a look at what Miss Rogers has to say, and then we'll talk about it after.
Particularly in households without a mortgage. For example, the share of these households that are behind on credit card or auto loan payments has continued to go up. Among households with a mortgage, about 60% are facing renewal this year or next. Most of those renewing will see their payments rise because they took out their mortgage during the pandemic when rates were at historic lows. But the average increase in payment will be smaller than we expected a year ago. Still, if a large shock causes job losses, it'll be harder for some households to keep up with their debt payments. A prolonged trade war may be that shock. It would cause demand for Canadian exports to fall. It would disrupt supply chains, threatening jobs and incomes. Workers in trade-dependent industries could find it particularly difficult to continue managing their debt. A prolonged trade war would also matter for businesses. Most Canadian businesses have managed to adjust to past interest rate increases, and the surge in small business insolvencies last year proved to be temporary. But businesses in trade-related sectors, especially those with high debt, low profitability, or cash reserves, could also fall behind on debt payments. But if credit losses occur on a large enough scale, banks could cut back on lending in response. Struggling households and businesses would then have less access to credit to get through tough times. This cycle could exacerbate the economic downturn. In the non-bank financial sector, the growing presence of hedge funds in the market for Government of Canada bonds raises some concerns. Government bond markets are the foundation of the financial system, and they need to function smoothly for all other markets to work well. The increased activity by hedge funds has helped absorb increased issuance of government debt, keeping yields lower and liquidity higher. But hedge funds have also taken on increasingly large amounts of leverage to fund their purchase of government bonds. And this makes them more likely to pull back from these crucial markets in periods of stress, introducing added volatility. The recent gyrations in the U.S. Treasury market clearly illustrated this risk. If the trade war causes a larger spike in volatility than we've seen so far, leveraged hedge funds might rush to sell their holdings. That could strain liquidity across core markets, increasing stress throughout the financial system.
Increasing stress throughout the financial system. Well, I know it's only been just over a week since Mark Carney's been in office, but I don't think it's even fair to say that, well, we couldn't end the tariffs on one visit. That being said, Carney glazed over Trump, called him a transitional president, and oh, you're fighting for the American people and all these things. And of course, the CBC and all the other mainstream media companies are saying that Carney won and that Trump bet the knee, and it's just the opposite is true. And now we have a situation where we're in a trade war with the world's largest economic power we've ever seen. And what's going to happen because of it? Well, what we all predicted. A huge hit to our economy, a huge amount of job losses. People aren't going to be able to pay their house or pay for their mortgage, which means the default rate's going to go up. And she kept saying could. This could happen. This can happen. Yeah, which means it's going to happen. Job losses could spike. Yeah, if the trade war happens, they're going to spike. Defaults may surge. Yes, of course they will. Liquidity could dry up, making it credit hard to access. Yeah, no kidding. Not to mention, if you're an outsider from Canada, kind of like Mark Carney, why would you want to invest here? Kind of like Mark Carney. Didn't he also move his business to the United States? And not only that, a lot of people defend him and say, well, hey, he's just one vote. There's a whole, a group of board members who also get a say, and he wrote all them letters strongly encouraging them to vote yes to move their company to the United States. And then took out a loan for $250 million from guess who? His buddies over at China. It's insane. But elbows up. All you morons who voted for this guy are about to get exactly what you got coming to you. I have no sympathy for people who voted Liberal. And when I hear the complaining, I'm going to laugh in your faces. You're going to get exactly what you deserve. Voting's so important, I've been told my whole life, but yet people just don't take it seriously enough. And there's consequences for that. Okay, if Pierre wins the next election and screws us over, then you can laugh in my face too. But I bet it won't happen. But what, Mark Carney? He's not in it for us. He's not in it for you. He's here to finish off the job that Justin Trudeau started. But let me know what you guys think. Is this strong warning from the Bank of Canada enough to worry you? And also, do you have sympathy for people who voted Liberal at this point? It's not like we just had 3 terms to Conservatives and people want change. They voted out of fear. And now some of them are going to lose their jobs. They're not going to be able to pay their mortgage. And as much as I hate to say it, because I do feel bad for people when bad things happen, if you voted Liberal, I don't care. I can't have empathy for this level of stupidity anymore. It's absolutely ridiculous. But let me know what you guys think. Please don't be shy. I really enjoy engaging with you guys. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe, because it really does help grow the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and elbows up.